Tanzania, a beautiful country of the East African coast, with lovely views, rich cultures, and beautiful people. It is obviously well up on the list of tourist destinations in Africa. From the national parks of Serengeti, Ngorongoro, and Tarangira, to the bush beach safari, Zanzibar beaches, Moshi waterfalls and hot springs, the village museum of Dar es Salaam, and certainly Mount Kilimanjaro. There is a lot to take in this beautiful country. But like most African countries, despite all these riches, the people are predominantly poor due to very, very, very bad leadership. Julius Nyerere, with his socialist concept, did put the country on the right path from 1962, working against white supremacists in South Africa, moving to overthrow Idi Amin in Uganda, and working to make Tanzania economically self-sufficient, but lost the plot with some of his policies as he stayed in power till 1985. But the country's problems truly started from his successor, the liberal capitalist Ali Hassan Mwinyi, who opened the market, reversed Nyerere's socialist laws, and opened doors to loans with detrimental conditions from the IMF and World Bank. Corruption was now abound and heavily embraced in the land, making life very difficult for the average Tanzanian. The madness and corruption worsened through Benjamin Mkpa's and Jakaya Kikwete's governments, but there seemed to be light at the end of the tunnel when Magufuli was elected in 2015. A man of the people, clamping down on corruption and creating citizen-focused policies. But as you will guess, this did not suit some big wigs from the West and within the country. And about 10 months after he exposed the positive COVID test result debacle from Tanzanian animals, he dies. Heart attack was the official report. Some said COVID, but people believe there was more to it. His vice, Samia Suluhu, now sits as president to continue the reforms of her predecessor, but treading carefully. Now, with Tanzania gradually moving in the right direction, there has always been a prevailing drinking water problem, with the smaller towns and villages hit hardest. This has caused diseases, illnesses, and loss of lives over the decades.
So the village organized themselves and they decided to build a man-made water barrier, where now they have to rely on rain to get this water. So what you see here is the most is what the villagers depend mostly, and they will use this water for drinking. They will use it for washing and doing their daily chores, because the current source there is not enough to sustain them.
You will wonder how this is possible with the location of this country. But well, this is Africa. Our next African talent seemed as bemused as we are and has now put all his knowledge into solving this problem for the local folk.
I am determined to be a millionaire. A millionaire not in terms of dollars, but in terms of impacting millions of lives. I was personally challenged, and I cannot imagine seeing people challenging the same way in this 21st century, because we have a solution and we have a capacity to solve this problem in our generation. When I was a little boy, I could still remember those days when I could see worms in my poo, really worms. And it was just like common. And I could see some children dying of my age those days. Safe and clean water.
Professor Hilonga, Director of Gongali Model Company Limited and still a lecturer at the Nelson Mandela Africa Institute of Science and Technology, Tanzania, was born and brought up in Gongali, a village near the Ngorongoro Nature Reserve of Tanzania. As a young boy, going to school locally and seeing some of his young mates die from waterborne diseases did inspire him to make a difference. His focus was on chemistry and biology as he acquired his first degree in chemistry and biology education from the University of Dar es Salaam. He then got his master's in public health from the same university before achieving another master's in chemistry and PhD in chemical engineering from South Korea. While in South Korea, he helped in the selection of the Korean company E&B Nanotech Limited as the company with one of the best emerging technologies to enter the American market. Also, he established collaborations between the Nelson Mandela Institute in Tanzania and 9 universities in South Korea. He became a professor quite recently and has been part of a variety of projects, published books and materials, as well as received national, continental, and international awards and accolades. His goal is to spread the message of nano-filters across the continent and reach as many rural homes as possible. Professor Hilonga, I can assure you, from us at Africa's Talented Unknowns, we'll do our best to spread the word. You can reach Dr. Hilonga on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram as we wish this African talent all the success he deserves. Until next time, take care and God bless. Watch out for our next episode as we will be exploring the kind-hearted nature of the average African.